Hey everyone, how's it going? In this video, I will be giving to you a very cool trap against the London system. And I am really happy to give you this trap because personally with Black, many times I have been annoyed when facing the London system and occasionally have had some bad results against it. So showing to you this trap will give me great happiness because I will be very happy to hear that some of you have won some games with this trap. Now, I need to make a disclaimer first that this trap will only work if your opponent plays suboptimally. So it's a risk that you should assess if you want to take, but for the fun of it, it's worth of trying it in a blitz, especially, and in a bullet game where your opponent has little time and they might play routinely, they might pre-move. Well, it might work there, and it will be very nice to punish the London system players. So the London system starts with the move 1d4, and here the trap I will be giving will be after the move 1d5. So this is the move that the Slav defense, semi-Slav, triangle Slav, Queen's Gambit accepted, Queen's Gambit declined, Tarrasch defense, Chigorin defense, Baltic defense players, Albin counter Gambit. I've just named a few of the options that Black will have after the move c4. However, even c5 that has been the arrow is interesting here, but the London system is defined by the move bishop f4, and most London systems players, they do not play knight f3. They first go bishop f4 and then they bring their knight out later on in the game. So assuming they go bishop f4, then you can play this crazy looking move h5, which can be great fun though, because if they routinely play e3 like they would do, like if you play knight f6, then they will play e3 more times than not. If you play c5, they will play e3 more times than not. So if they play the move e3 after h5, then they are already in massive trouble after the move e5, because if they take with the pawn, now you can go g5. That's why we play d5, to open up the queen, and the queen defends this pawn. And after the move bishop g3, we can go h5 and trap their bishop on g3. Now, if they take with the pawn, you will wonder what's going to happen. Now we go for the move f6. So we hit their bishop. They cannot take on c7 because we will take back with our queen. And now if they go to f4, we will go g5. And if they go to g3, we will go h5. So this wins the bishop for 2 pawns, of course, so it's not trivial and you need to play accurately until the end. And if after f6 they go to 3, then again we go h5, we attack the bishop. If they take on c7, we take with the queen, and if they go to f4, then we go g5 again and we trap the bishop. So the bishop is trapped anyway, and basically, yeah, they are in massive trouble after the move e3. Now, if of course they play something else, like if they play, for instance, knight f3, then e5 would not be recommended, of course. And you need to also, if you want to become a good player, you need to critically think and assess every position differently, because many people, they play the same regardless of what their opponent does. They fail to pay attention to their opponent's plans, and it's not a good idea. You should not just memorize moves when you learn a new opening, for example, but you should memorize the ideas behind them, and you should critically assess when you should deviate, because even in the London system, especially if you're white, you shouldn't play the same moves routinely. Like after h5, you shouldn't just play e3 without thinking, because you're going to end up losing your bishop. You should think and say, why have they gone h5? What do they want to achieve? And find out which is the best move, or play a reasonable move, but don't play e3 without thinking of the consequences that will follow after you go e3, which if you are white are going to be catastrophic. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and you took value from it. This video is particularly useful to London system players with white, as they will now know about this crazy trap with h5, and also it will be useful to people such as myself that are fed up with the London system, and we can try this once in a while, especially in a fast time control game. There is where I would personally recommend it. Like in a bullet game, your opponent might pre-move with 3 and you can end up winning a piece for 2 pawns. Of course, if they play accurately, you will be worse after you've moved h5, because it's a move that violates the basic opening principles. which are to fight for the center and to develop your pieces. And this video will be particularly useful to people who play both the London system and face it with black after d4, d5. So I hope that you enjoyed and you've learned something new today. I wish you good luck with your games. And regardless if you are on the white or on the black side of the London system. Now, if you are a competitive chess player and you want to fund your chess progress, then you might be interested in starting a side hustle that will enable you to earn an income online. If that's the case, go to the link in the description, insert your name and email, and watch my free introductory training where you will learn the 3 secrets my mentors use to generate a consistent income online and how you can do it too, even if you have no previous experience. If you're a subscriber, I will catch you at the next video. Thank you very much for watching and bye for now.